Have you ever felt like your potential is just sitting there? Like you know you are capable of so much more, but something keeps stopping you. Newsflash, that's not laziness, and it's not lack of ambition. That's called imposter syndrome, and it is the silent killer of your potential. In The Alter Ego Effect, Todd Herman writes, "The greatest barrier to achieving your potential is the story you tell yourself about who you are." And that's facts, because it wasn't until I realized maybe the gap between who I am and who I want to be isn't about skills. It's about my identity. And that's why I love this book, because it isn't about faking it or pretending to be something that you're not. It's about unlocking and unleashing the part of you that already is bold, already is confident, already is capable. And in this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I created mine and show you how you can do the same. So The Alter Ego Effect is written by Todd Herman. He's a high performance coach who's worked with Olympic athletes, top CEOs, and even elite military operators. These are people whose lives depend on their performance. And I love the core idea of this book because it's not about fixing yourself. It's about stepping into a new identity that allows you to succeed. And that identity is your alter ego. It's a character that you create and intend to use with purpose. Someone who already has the characteristics that you're struggling to activate. It could be confidence, patience, creativity, discipline. And don't get it twisted. It's not about being fake or being something that you're not. It's about bypassing the negative self-talk and the mental barriers that are in your head. All of that fear, all of the self-doubt that's killing your dreams. Maybe stories that you've been carrying since you were younger about things that somebody told you. Maybe that you were too small or too tall or too fat or too skinny, whatever it is, it does not matter. I'll give you a prime example from the book. Beyonce created Sasha Fierce because she had extreme stage fright, but her livelihood depended on her performance. She needed to be bold. She needed to own the spotlight. So when Beyonce performs, she lets Sasha Fierce take the lead. And it works. Nobody has ever called Beyonce fake because it's not. It's because she was hyper-focused on an expression that was already a real part of her. And it's crazy because you might already be doing this in small ways without even realizing it. I'll give you an example. When you go to work every day, the work version of you that your coworkers get is not the same as when you go to the gym after work, and the gym version of you that your buddies get is not the same version as when you come home to your loved ones or go have dinner with a friend. The difference is the alter ego effect just gives you permission and a process to do this with intention. And that's one of the key concepts of the book. How to stop waiting to feel ready and start being the version of you that already exists. And this is proven to be effective. There's real psychology behind it. When you detach from your current identity, you then have the ability to bypass your fear. There's this concept called enclosed cognition. It pretty much means what you wear affects how you act. You ever notice how you see somebody wearing glasses and subconsciously you think to yourself, oh, they look smart? It's the same idea. The only thing is that you're wearing your mindset, because it's been proven that identities shape our behavior. So when you step into the persona, it shifts how you think. And this is used in therapy, in business, and in sports psychology because it's proven to work. So before reading this book, I had an extremely hard time with being a gym girly. Like, it just wasn't natural for me. I knew that I wanted to be strong. I knew that I wanted to be fit and work out. But I was intimidated by the gym. I felt like I didn't really know what I was doing, and everybody in there was way more experienced than I was. So I always had to have a friend with me, or when I would go by myself, I would just feel like really out of place or really awkward and shy. But then as I began to read this book, I used this book to craft my alter ego who loves the gym. She's strong, she's focused, she's intense. She loves to wear Gymshark and Nike. If you see her with her headphones on, just know she's blasting music, so don't bother her. And she doesn't care who's looking at her. And creating my alter ego honestly helped me get through like the first 6 months of going to the gym. And now I can say I've consistently been lifting for about 2 years. And not only that, I'm training to compete in my first marathon ever this year in October. And this is something that I would have never ever done if it weren't for this book. One thing about this book that I love the most is that it taught me how to take the pressure off of my own shoulders and put it onto my alter ego shoulders, because I didn't always feel like it or feel competent. But in those moments, I just had to show up and rely on the alter ego that I had already crafted. So it helped me tremendously with my confidence and performance, especially in male-dominated gyms where I just used to feel so out of place. And the craziest part is 2 years later, I don't even think of it anymore. Now I'm using that alter ego and building on top of it to craft one that's a marathon runner. So you can see the progression. You'd be surprised by how many examples are in this book of people who actually use alter egos. Serena Williams, she channels her warrior mode before every match. David Goggins, he channels Goggins, his crazy beast mode, ultra resilient alter ego. And it's not just about celebrities. What about the mom who's trying to raise her children and do the best she can, but she needs to practice a little more patience? What about the first generation college students that are going to college and busting their asses, but have a fear of public speaking? This concept is universal because we all need a version of us who knows how to show up when needed. And the beauty is, you don't need anybody's permission to create one. Okay, so now let's walk through how to actually build one together. Step 1, your field of play. Where do you feel small that you would like to show up bigger and stronger? This could be work, the gym, your personal relationships, or even social media. Step 2 are going to be the traits or characteristics. List the traits that you wish you had more of. It could be confidence, it could be patience, it could be peace, it could be discipline, anything. Step 3 is inspiration. Think of somebody who embodies those traits. It could be a celebrity, it could be a fictional character, it could be an animal, it could even be a version of yourself from the past or the future. Step 4 is actually creating them, which is my favorite part. Give them a name. Describe how they walk, how they talk, how they breathe. Even go so far as to write their origin story. It could be fictional or non-fictional or both. Step 5 is a totem. Pick an object that helps you tap into that energy. For me, before going to the gym, it was makeup. I would put on my makeup because I realized that when I looked better, I felt better, and when I felt better, I performed better. But it could be shoes, it could be a ring, it could be a song that you play. And step 6 is to actually tap in. You have to practice. Practice doesn't make perfect, but practice makes progress. Because you're not always gonna feel ready, but trust that your alter ego is. Society has conditioned us to live in a state of hesitation. We always feel like we need somebody's approval before we can start something or do something. You don't need anybody's approval. If you've ever felt like you had to dim your light to belong, this gives you the tools to turn it all the way up. So here's the thing. You don't need to become somebody new. You just need to unlock the version of yourself that's already there. It's mindset, it's psychology, but it's also deeply personal. I rate this book a 9 out of 10. It's practical, it's empowering, and it's a must read for anybody who's struggling with fear, negative talk, or self-doubt. If you've ever felt stuck or afraid or like the life you want is slightly out of reach, this book might be the bridge for you. You already have what it takes. You just need to create your alter ego. So if this video has helped you even just a little bit, let me know in the comments. Give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I can't wait to see you next week. But until then, subscribe for more book reviews and personal growth content. Drop a comment below and let me know if you do create an alter ego, what will it be named? Until next time, keep growing, keep becoming, and I can't wait to see you next week.